Hi guys, today we're going to take a look at Norcferatu Fortress. This is like the above ground castle bit, and I recommend it for level 600 plus monk because Earth is very, very good here as the weapon type, so you kind of want to have access to your Sanguine Claws. So the experience here is actually currently very, very good. You can do about 7kk raw here with charms without animus, which is up there with the with the results you can get. Of course, this is not as good as like the Nemesis dragons, but this is up there in like top sort of 3-4 respawns you can have. This is on this level of like Cobra Bastion and Nagas, so very, very good. In addition to this, the profit is actually really good as well. So I found that the profit here is around 1kk per hour, excluding the garlic amulets, because the garlic amulets, the greater garlic amulets, are quite, they're quite variable. You can drop 0 for like a couple of hours, or you can drop 10 in an hour. On average, I find that with 0 garlic amulets, it's about 1kk profit per hour just from the regular items. And then on average, you drop about 2 to 6 garlic amulets. So, let's call it 3-4 garlic amulets per hour, which at least on my server currently sell for about 170k per hour, which brings my average profit closer to like, 1.6, 1.8kk per hour, which is great, right? Obviously, I don't know what the price of the greater garlic amulets will be, a year from now, 2 years from now, whatever. So that's why I'm quoting as 1kk per hour plus, 4 garlic amulets, let's say. So, it's pretty good. I expect the garlic amulet price to stay somewhat high. So this is a pretty good profit while being also an amazing experience spot. With regards to charms, so here on the left, the first analyzer, I didn't have any charms. This was 0 charms. I was able to get 6.6kk raw. And the 2 analyzers here, I had 3 charms. So I had the charms on the Norcferatus and on the Vargs. So the 3 monsters that are most common in the fortress, but I did not have any charms on the Dwarves, Gloommaw, or on the Orclops. Yeah, so with that, I was still able to achieve over 7kk raw per hour with like great profit. And I also didn't have any animus active. I don't even have soul cores for here. So again, this is just pure 7kk raw with nothing. So very, very good. Overall tier rating, I give it an S minus, just because, the experience is a little bit higher at a couple of other spots to get that proper S tier rating. Not quite there, but very, very good. Also good because the difficulty here, in my opinion, is not too bad if you know exactly where to stand. The difficulty is only about 7 out of 10, which of course is, still high enough. If you disrespect the respawn, you will still die. But yeah, I haven't had too many issues in this respawn, so I can definitely recommend it. Not too difficult. For the bestiary, I'll take about 7 hours for the Norcferatus and 10 hours for the Varg. Rest of the monsters, I wouldn't bother trying to do here. There's not very many of them. You will want to do them in dungeons in the lower areas, which I will have guides for at a later date. I think those places are a little bit harder, so I'll probably make those like 700 plus monk. This place, the fortress, is a lot easier and better for the monk to start with. So definitely start off with the fortress and get yourself the Norcferatus and the Vargs here. Moving on, I recommend level 600 plus. You will need to start the Bloody Tusks quest, but you'll only need to do this little quick section in Edron. As soon as you have access to the castle, you basically have access to this whole hunting ground. I believe the fortress part of the respawn can definitely be hunted well by monks and knights. I think paladins can maybe hunt here, although I think the dungeons are probably better for the paladin, and same for the sorcerers. There's not and druids. There's not enough kiting room really for mages in here. It's really good for monk and knights because they're like 8 monsters or so, which is ideal. If you want to hunt Norcferatus on a paladin or a mage, you probably just want to go straight to the dungeons, to the lower section. Duos, maybe. I don't know if there's going to be enough respawn, and full team hunt, definitely not enough respawn. With regards to input analyzer, it's quite a lot of death damage, so I do recommend a death protection imbuement for sure, especially if you come here at like level 600 or so. Very, very helpful. I suggest you don't skip on it because it's a lot of damage here. And even though I do give it a 7 out of 10, like they do have like pretty high damage spikes, so I do recommend having a death protection imbuement. For the weapon type in here, I recommend Earth. Energy is also okay-ish. Like if you're really desperate to come here, if you come with your Soul Mass early, it's also okay. But yeah, I would probably just use the Cobra Bow, maybe even instead of the Sanguine Claws if you don't have them yet. But yeah, Sanguine Claw is definitely the best weapon here. Supplies per hour, I use about 1,000 ultimates, 6 transcendence potions. For the charms, my charm recommendation for Norcferatus Fortress and dungeons, this is the same charm recommendation I'll have for the dungeons as well, is to get Low Blow and Savage Blow on the 2 small Norcferatus, to put Overpower on Varg, And then you've got Zap or Poison on Gloommaw, Freeze and Flame Zap on Dwarf, or Enflame and into Freeze on Orclops Bloodbreaker. I say this because I personally don't have Enflame Charm. So I made it very easy for me to choose. So I went for Freeze on Orclops, then I went for Zap on Dwarf, and then on Poison on Gloommaw. That is my setup, personal setup here. If I had Enflame, I would go for Enflame on Orclops, then probably like Freeze on the Dwarf, and then Zap or Poison on the Gloommaw would be fine. But I don't have Enflame. I don't really find many use cases for Enflame, so I don't have it. So skipping Enflame, yeah, it would be Freeze, Zap, Poison as your triple setup, triple elemental setup on those monsters. For the wheel, I recommend tier 2 Ascetic or tier 2 Outburst. Personally, I prefer tier 2 Ascetic here, but both of those are pretty good for solo hunting. Any leftover points can go into lesser gems, ideally with flat hit points. And the character you'll see in the video is level 618 Monk with 113 Fist and 48 Magic level. Now, here we have the route. So there's 6 levels here. Most of them are quite small. It's going to be quite hard to draw it out, so you may just need to watch the video. I'll do my best to draw it out. I've already pre-prepared like the little wide circles, and those are usually the areas where I stop and do the pulls, but I'll try and talk you through it, okay? So the entrance is here. So this is the entrance where the NPC is, right? So you go through the door. Actually, the way I do it is I go immediately up, usually up to the I don't know what levels we should call it. Should we call it 0, +1, +2? I don't know if those are the actual levels, but we're going to call it like that. +3, just to have a little reference, right? And +5. So I go in here on 0, and I go up immediately to here to +1, and I just kite, get all the monsters, and do a wall box pull here in this white circle. Then I go up. Then on +2, you have a massive table here in the middle that you can't see, but you have to kind of avoid walk around that. Anyway, I go through and I try and get all the monsters, and then I go to this table here, and I wallbox by this table. It makes it very comfortable for you to do the range, etc. north direction to catch all the Vargs. But anyway, I kill everything off here by the table. Then I'll run through. Sometimes you'll have a couple of monsters left over here, which I would just recommend forgetting about. Don't just leave them. Don't be killing off a couple of monsters. Then I go up 1 level to +3. This level has 8 monsters total, and I've tried to make it like a wall box pull or whatever, but I found out it was just too tricky. So honestly, I just go in here. It's very unusual for a monk, but I go in right in the middle in an open space, and I just do an 8 box. And it's okay. It's not. It can be kind of hard, so you have to kind of be careful. But it's okay. And I just do an 8 box, and I found this is like the most efficient way to do this floor +3 instead of like doing like a wall box, and then a couple of them are away from you, and you're not hitting them, and then 5 die, and then you've got 3 left. Usually, I find that it's easiest to just do just a give up and do a full box here in the middle. Then I go up to +4. On +4, I go through here. Go through this room, go like try and kite the monsters, then do a little wall box pull in here. Then I go to the left and I do another pull in here. All the Vargs come out from these rooms. This is kind of tricky sometimes to try and get all the Vargs with you, etc. So just practice a little bit, and yeah, this is basically 2 pull floor. Yeah, hopefully you can catch all of them. If you have to leave 1 or 2 behind, that's also fine. Don't freak about it. You don't need to kill every single monster on every floor. Once you've killed +4, I usually go up here to +5. +5, another kind of a weird floor. There's not really enough density here, and it's like 1, 2 SQM corridors. So I've tried a bunch of things here to make this +5 an efficient floor. In the end, I've kind of given up and decided to just walk in, go here to the left, and do a half box by the wall. Usually you'll be able to pick up most of the monsters on the floor, kill them, and just go quickly down. And this I found was the most efficient way of dealing with +5. I would really hope that Tipsoft changes +5 here, this top floor, a little bit, because it's really quite awkward to make a proper pull here. And anyway, once you've done that, you kind of want to just run down. So you run down through +4. You just go straight for the stairs here. Go down, then on +3 again, you also go down. You won't have enough respawn, but by the time you get down to +2, you should have respawn on +2 again. Monsters will likely be respawning. Half of them will likely be respawning as you're killing this +2 floor, but that's fine. You basically just revert to what you were doing before, so you kind of just go up and you do the pull in here in the middle, or you can go a bit more to this room and do a little pull in here. But basically you do want to do a pull on the +2 as you're going down the tower. Then you come down on +1, and you actually go up through here, and do a pull in here. I forgot to draw the white circle there, but you should do that. You go down here, on do a little pull by this wall on +1. Then you go back down to 0. Then on 0, I go through here. I pull everything out. And then I just do a little wall box pull here. Makes it quite easy to catch all the vogs with the exeter and press as well, if you like, here by this wall, as you'll see in the video. And then after I do this one, I go through here, pull out all the monsters, and actually do a pull somewhere in this room, usually to kill everything off. And once that is done, I go, and that's it. Then that's that. The lap is finished. Then I go again into the staircase here and go up to +1. So, we got that covered. Very difficult to draw this out. Obviously, these are small areas with tight rooms and a couple of awkward floors as well. So, hopefully you can just watch the video and get a feel for it. It's not too bad once you get used to it. And even with such awkward layouts, still very, very good results. So still recommend giving it a try. Very good experience, very good profit, pretty fun, nice bestiaries. What's not to love? Highly recommend this place. In my opinion, one of the best now after the buffs. Honestly, would not be super surprised if it gets a little rebalanced downwards down the line. I would maybe expect a 5% experience nerf here or so down the line. Maybe. Just putting it out there. We'll see if that happens. And yeah, anyway, that's all I have for you today in this video. Actually, I hope this is helpful. This is quite a new spot, but I've hunted it quite a bit, and I definitely enjoyed it. So yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. I'll be happy to answer, and I'll play the video now. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.